the system, thinking they're hurting us, save their lives. The numbers, like them getting killed with their friends, the numbers. It's like they would have to, one of them at least would have to be burned. You know, one of them at least. So one time, I don't know if you remember when my oldest son was here. He got in with some dumb Negro. This Negro had a little crew. He was shooting everybody. So my son called me, yeah, Dad, so-and-so. I told him, I said, well, you get it to back. I said, has he done that to anybody else? He said, he do it to everybody. I said, don't worry. I said, you get it to back of the line. Because there's a whole line of people. If he done doing that in Oakland, it's like D.C. If you doing that in D.C., these Negroes here, you can't do it but a hot minute. I mean, so I told him, back of the line, Dad, I'm going to take care. I'm going to do it. I said, I tell you what, you come on out here. I can't do that. So when he came, I just held him up and kept him here. And we lifted iron and everything. I don't know if you remember how big he swole. Boy, that boy swole up. In fact, that's why he caught me when we was here. Because, you know, I was pretty serious on that. So whenever he get out of the jail, we would work out. Because me and him used to work out more than the other son. Because he was old enough to be with our running crew and our workout crew, you know, when we was really working out, you know, running 8-10 miles. He was 10 years old. But see, at 10 years old, your head is big and your heart is big for your body. So he was pumping blood. He run with us for a couple of weeks, and he was just cruising along. I said, good God Almighty. But anyway, so the other thing I wanted to mention is my daughters. Okay. A man is different about daughters than about sons. You niggas can take care of yourself. I mean, you know what I mean. I'll come by every now and then, but you know. But daughters, that brings the real male. You know what I mean. You wanna, who you gonna get? They 2 years old. You ain't gonna marry no this kind of nigga. You ain't gonna. You just talk to yourself, of course, right? But when you ain't even worried about Negroes. So when they started in on them from Dear Mom, they thought it would depress me and make me sad. You remember how my kids used to, I'd have a table down there. Both of them, they'd do the table, they'd have a big bank account and everything. And I'd do all the table, all they'd have to do is stand there. But pretty soon you stop seeing them. Both of them. Okay. The system would have thought that's going to make me sad. Nope. No sadness at all. Why? Here's why. These are daughters. You don't need to pay no attention to nothing I'm saying. Nothing. Because, number one, those family ties are going to lead you in a certain direction. Go that way, fine. It's safety. I don't have to worry about them now. They can't do anything to them. And they're going to go to the best schools in the United States. Because that's what they want them to do. So I don't have to worry about them now. To other people, he would say, that's terrible. The Quran say, take your children and, you know, they come by for me. I said, don't worry about it. After a while, they'll do just like the old timers. My son just called me the day before yesterday. Happy Father's Day. I said, y'all sound pretty energetic back there. I said, well, we got little code words. So they getting over everything, and they got, it's all right. It's no problem. You know, it's no problem. But you got to remember, people got to get 55 or 60 years old before they learn any sense. That's a long time. So they're lucky. They don't have no, well, I mean, they have friends, but they don't have none of the original friends, the young friends. They're all dead, right? So I want you to understand this. These dummies, by setting up these things, they relieved all pressure for me and my ex-wife thinking it's going to cause me psychological damage. Absolutely not. Great. You stay with Boss Man, because guess what? Every day they hear something new, and all it's do is reconvince them and convince them, and when everything get right, it'll come around it. It's no getting around it. I'm not even worried about it. I'm saying that to say that certain things happen for its time. Now I want to get into the subject about, now you might think, who's the Negro think he is advising people about what to do? But I'm going to just say it real hurry so we can move on. They should take Ahmadinejad, since he boycotted the election. They should have now a government of national unity. They felt they had to put him, whatever his name is, put him in office. Raisi. Yeah. Which actually, Rais in Arabic means president. Raisi means leader, president. That Rais, the head, right? Anyway, so, but they might have him scheduled like the president before was the one that they felt have enough balanced skill to be the Rahbar, right? So if they got him scheduled to be the Rahbar, the avenue to that is not just the Supreme Court and all of that, but the presidency. The Rahbar himself is very clear and all that, but he's 82 years old, right? Okay, so if the assembly of experts and all that have approved him as president, they would automatically approve him as the Rahbar, right? So in them thinking ahead, you can tell, maybe y'all haven't got signals, but I done already picked up on the signals, you know, like sometimes you're in and sometimes you're out. You know, like Republicans is in, okay, goodbye for you. Democrats is in. Well, I'm not saying anything, but the team or that crew is in. And you could tell by the titles that they have who they would be. These are the hardliners, and these are the principalists, and those guys are the liberals. Okay. So with that, you'll understand why I'm saying what I'm saying. So I might as well say what I want to say. So they should get Ahmadinejad. Remember, it's a national ticket. And make him put him over either defense or intelligence. Either defense or intelligence. They should take Larijani, who was a Speaker of Parliament. Now, they had no reason to take him off ticket where he can't. Yeah, and they took Ahmadinejad. Okay, but remember now, for what they wanted to do, they want to make sure this guy is the president. This is not. They looking at the whole national interest. We can't take a chance, and it's not. The Rahbar is in on it. All of them are in on it. The whole ruling Remember, it's 2 or 3 big crews that's got to approve this. So whether they say it or know it, they're thinking about the future, right? And you got to notice now who's the only one didn't vote is, what's his name? Whatever the president is. Rouhani. Actually, Rouhani is actually religious leaders that wear clothing. But they call them the Rouhani or Rouhaniyun. But anyway, so Larajani as foreign minister and Zarif as assistant foreign minister. Okay, here's how it goes. Now you got to think about it. Or Ahmadinejad as foreign minister with Zarif as assistant foreign minister. Why? The people who are in the, one time when I was in the airport, they have the foreign ministry section, and one of the brothers come. We would sit there. This is where the big shots are. So Zarif is in there with me, and another brother comes in. He's going to say, hey, man, Musa, how's everything? Oh, where you headed? So I'm headed to Malaysia. I'm the new foreign minister there. Okay, what's going on? That's what I'm trying to say. What I'm offering is, how do you deal with it? You want an inclusive regime or structure. So how do you make it inclusive? Ahmadinejad talked different than he does a couple of years ago. And he was in training. He's been training himself for this. Everything he used to say would be exactly right. But it was harsh. It was harsh. He was right. He ain't never been wrong. They say, well, you're going to do this to a female, somebody in Iran. He said, y'all just assassinated or hung a woman down here in Virginia. You know, in other words, he had, Baba Kloon picked it up. Baba Kloon said they got somebody on the inside, man. And he was pretending like it was me, telling them every detail about America. So when they stuck at America, they stuck. They said, oh, you guys don't like sissies over here. And you said, he said, I didn't say that. I said, that's not a problem over here. I say, and we have a law. And I saw this lady, it was a lady that was a man, that was born with, 2 parts. And this lady wanted to say, I'll just be a lady. And you look at her, blonde hair and everything. So the government gave her a free operation because that's something she had nothing to do with. Now, you can't go down and say, hey, I want you to change me I'm a boy, change me. That's all. We don't do that over here. Well, we'll give you a visa. You're going over there with them. They do that. Go on. Get on out of here. We don't do that. But what I mean is for things that's real. Iran is real progressive in things that are good and necessary. That was something that was that person couldn't help. So we'll fix you up. They fixed him, her, it up, and now it's a girl. And they was making those type of, no, we don't have nothing against nobody. We just, no. There's such thing as to manipulate the system for the good of the system. Sometimes that's not actually written down on things. Now this is where Nia comes in and what have you. So what we're saying is to bring the whole country along. This is similar to the lecture. I've been making the same talk for the last time I was in Iran, the one with the picture. That was what the lecture was about. National unity, national vision. Okay. The reason I played this 2009 lecture of the Rahbar is because at that time, man, they was swearing that Iran is finished. And when he came out and gave that khutbah, it just smoothed everything out, and it was wonderful. Okay, now we have to be careful about self-inflicted wounds.